Talking about money can be super uncomfortable, and I know especially as creators, there's just not a lot of information out there about how creators are making money, how much money they're making, and how they're actually getting these jobs that they are making money with. So today, I'm pulling back the curtain on my 2025 income to share with you all of my income streams, my lowest and my highest months, and how I actually got to a point where I was monetizing these streams of income. Don't forget that timestamps are down below in the description, and let's get right into it. I'll preface this whole video by saying I have been in the creator space for a very long time now. I think it's actually a lot easier and quicker for most creators now because of all the resources and information there is out there. But sadly, when I got started back in 2018, there really wasn't any information out there, and I had to make a lot of mistakes, and it took a lot of time. However, at this point, however many years later, in 2026, I have about 7 income streams that every single month I'm making usually something from, some a lot higher than others. So let's get right into the first one. I'm reading right off of my computer where I have all the numbers for you because, again, I want to be super transparent. That first income stream is my creator membership, which is called Social Suite. In all my videos, you hear me talk about it. It is a membership where content creators basically pay a monthly, quarterly, or annual price where they get to access all of these features that help creators grow their businesses. So the lowest month we had in 2025 was $3,767, and the highest month was $6,978. We have about 130 to 150 creators typically in the membership at any given time, at least throughout 2025. Of course, we're always hoping to boost that number up, but that in 2025 made up about 41% of my income. Now, the reason why this membership was started is because we did have one-on-one calls and we had courses, but I really was missing the community aspect where I would hear all these great ideas from creators in these one-on-one spaces, and I wanted to share it with other creators. And so I wanted to have that membership community where creators could kind of share all these really great ideas and help each other out. And that's exactly what the membership is. It's probably our most consistent income stream because it is a membership that people pay for on a recurring basis. We started this membership back in 2022. So it's actually been 3 years since we've had our membership. My second income stream that I count on pretty consistently as well is my retainer clients that I do content creation for. So my lowest month in 2025 was $5,300, and the highest month was $6,100. There's honestly like such a small amount of difference between my lowest and my highest month because they were two clients that I literally had signed for the whole year. The only reason why one was higher is because we added a little bit of kind of an extra project on in one client. And so this actually made up about 40% of my income, and it was definitely the most comfortable income stream for me because I knew every month I was going to be getting paid, which was fabulous. Now, one of the companies that I work with as a retainer was a company that I'd already done small amounts of influencer work with, kind of on like a one-off basis. Here and there. And then they actually hired me to be their content creator. And then the other company is one that I have actually taught for. Like I teach their clients how to do social media. And so years ago, I pitched them doing their social media and they went for it. And so this is, again, 2 clients that I've had for a really long time now that are extremely consistent. The next income stream here is brand partnerships. And I'm sure you know as a creator, this is one of the most popular that creators are tapping into. Brand deals for me in this category, I lump in all of my kind of UGC and my sponsored content into one. The lowest month was $0. Realistically, sometimes we just have months where the partnerships are not happening, and that's very real. That's very realistic and common. And my highest month was about $9,000. My brand partnerships made up about 21% of my income. And I would say my clients are a lot of repeat clients. I try and work with a smaller amount of clients on a more long-term basis, but in general, how I landed them, a lot of inbounds, checking in with old partners that I've previously worked with, and a lot of anti-pitch, which is our specific method for connecting with brands that doesn't involve cold pitching, because cold pitch emails suck. Let's be real. The next income stream that I have here, and from here on out, they get a lot less consistent and a lot lower numbers. But this is teaching IRL classes. So I teach a lot of in-person social media classes, mostly actually through that company that I do social media for. The lowest month I had with them was about $150, and the highest month was $777. What a lucky number. They typically take up about 2% of my income, so it's a really, really small percent. And originally, I was actually introduced to this company just through a friend who was also teaching with them, just a different topic. So this is a really great example of just networking and kind of sharing with people what you're interested in doing. And then when those opportunities pop up, they think of you and recommend you for those jobs. Next, I have my one-on-one calls. You would probably expect this number that I'm about to share with you to be a lot higher, but I'll be honest, I actually don't advertise my one-on-one calls at all. Really, the only way that people can book them is if they kind of stumble upon the booking link, or if they specifically are reaching out to ask me if they can do it. But honestly, I really don't tap into these much because I spend so much time in the community answering a lot of the same questions that I get in one-on-one calls that I think it's actually more beneficial for creators to just pay for the membership versus paying for a one-on-one, because I one-on-one answer all of the questions they have in the membership anyway. And also I hate spending my whole day on the phone because then I get nothing else accomplished somehow. So my lowest month was $0, where I would just have months where people didn't book, which again, as someone who is not advertising it, makes total sense. And my highest month was about $700. So this also gives me about 2% of my income. And I again kind of started off just offering it on my website. It's on there right now. You can go book it, but we also have them as a discounted add-on for anyone who's in the membership. So if you're in the membership and you prefer to get on that one-on-one call, you do have the option to do that, and it's discounted. The next income stream is my digital offers, or kind of like mini products, I would say. Transparently, this is another thing I really do not advertise. I put all of my advertising energy into the membership because I really that's my favorite thing. That's where I think people have the biggest transformations. So this really is an offer. There's really only one offer, and it is our mini profile audits, where you basically you pay a very low ticket price. We do a 5 to 7 minute Loom video going through your profile, where essentially you get all these tips and kind of personalized feedback on how you can improve your profile to make them more appealing to brands that might be looking at them. So we had some months where it was $0. Again, don't advertise it, makes total sense. And our highest month was $2,485. This is another one of those 2% of my income streams that I have. And my last stream of income that I actually had almost all of 2025, except the parts where I was way too pregnant and could not mentally make it happen. This is writing for Forbes. This was a really cool opportunity that actually came to me directly from LinkedIn, where an editor from Forbes actually reached out to me after seeing some of the kind of opinion-based posts that I would share on LinkedIn about the creator economy. And she was like, hey, you should come write this kind of stuff, but for Forbes. And I was like, this has to be a scam. Turns out it wasn't. And so I basically was able to write for Forbes for all of 2025 and a lot of 2024 as well. And I'll be bringing that into this year too. My lowest month was $0. Those were months where I literally just could not physically and mentally create an article by any means. And my highest month was $350. I'll tell you one thing, freelance writing is not a pay all your bills off of a couple articles type of situation. I think actually the higher or a more well-known name of digital media outlet, the lower they pay sometimes, because you kind of have the clout of writing for this company. So yes, my highest month was $350 from writing from Forbes. However, I get to say that I write for Forbes, and I think that gets me a lot of other opportunities So it kind of balances itself out. If you're feeling overwhelmed or kind of confused about how you're going to go into 2026 making a really great income as a creator or even develop new income streams, definitely know that you do not have to do that alone. We have a private creator community that I mentioned earlier in this video called Social Suite, where we are working with creators of all sizes and all niches and all experience levels to help them build the creator business that they are dreaming of. I know it can be really confusing and scary and just unsure about what directions you can take because you're usually building your creator business all by yourself, but you do not have to do it by yourself because myself, our other creator coaches, and about 130 other creators who are in our membership are there to help walk you through the whole thing. So that would be a great thing to check out if you are a creator who's looking for a little bit more support, and there's going to be more information down below in the description. I hope this video was helpful for you guys, and I can't wait to see you next week.